folks that are coming up, we're going to leverage AI to, you know, make this person's job a lot easier than that person. We're going to knock them down, right? And it strikes me that Semaphore is a little bit in the middle, but how do you think about how solutions are being created in this space, and maybe how, as you said, we've all spent a lot of time building out our tech stacks, building out our AI stack. What are the trade-offs that people should think about between the different ways that vendors are approaching the market?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think we see ecosystem vendors like a Google, or, a Salesforce building agents and assistants really to add value to their current install base. And then to your point, there might be very purpose-built or vertical agents,
Yeah.
different ISV vendors, embedding or creating their own agents. There are sort of DIY or folks doing it from the ground up, from the developer point of view, and then we call ourselves sort of outcomes based, and we are a horizontal platform. And I think one of the big benefits of our platform is that we are also enabling IT, operations, AI operations folks to centrally manage, govern, secure agents. And I think the security of agents is a big deal and a big concern for folks these days.
And how do you, so folks that, so a couple of things when you say security that immediately hop into my mind. One is the different folks across the organization that become involved in that evaluation and that selection. But the first is how you differentiate on that. How would you, how would Semaphore, what is it that you're doing? What is it in your philosophy that builds in that security?
I think it's the central management platform, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
the ability, to provide, role team-based access, just as one example. We also, if you go to our website, have a number of, enterprise certifications
Yeah.
that the platform has achieved, which I think, gives folks that are in a large enterprise maybe a bit more confidence there.
Okay, one of the things that you mentioned, Erin, is that you get to do this with a management team that you know well, that this is your third time at this together. And so I'm curious, what's different this time? What's the same this time compared to the other times that you all have built companies together?
Yeah, great question, Clark. What's terrific is, as you mentioned, being able to work with people you know and trust. That's great. This is my third startup, and so what is different is being the first marketing hire, right? So I went to Docker in 2019. It was a large startup, Series E, around 500 people at that time. And during my year there, we sold off the enterprise business, we recapitalized, we relaunched the developer SaaS offering under a new Series A round. And it was like quintessential startup, down to a really cool warehouse in San Francisco. That was the office.
Yeah.
I was also at a Series C startup, but with Semaphore, I started 6 weeks after the company launched. So it really was, building from scratch. Docker, though, is a well-known brand. I had millions of developers in the database to market to. It's very recognizable. Here we've had to build everything from the ground up. So it's, what does the logo look like, right? The brand and visual identity, get the first website off the ground, foundational messaging and content. I think the thing that doesn't change, though, is just the fast pace, the urgency. You have to have a passion for learning. You learn, from early customer feedback. Messaging, might change weekly. At Docker, for example, we were testing through our, very large developer community. And
Sure.
I think just without a bias for speed and momentum and learning, you just won't get as far in the startup. So.